DGZ Requiem back with green, black, elves. We are on the draw. We're definitely not keeping this hand. There's one key thing missing from this hand. I don't know if you guys can spot it. Land. This seems good. I think we'll roll with this. If our opponent opens on access to blue, we'll probably... first turn blue is really not going to do a whole lot. We definitely need a land anyway, so we will keep that on top. Now I'm almost certain I'm definitely going to go with blue. Ooh, Eldrazi. So I think I could totally be wrong, but in my one match that I won, despite making quite a few misplays, I am pretty confident that we are favorable in the matchup. We just kind of elf ball too fast for them, and too much one for one removal on their side, which really doesn't. Ooh, what do we got going on here? Dark Confidant. So now I'm not so confident it's BX Eldrazi. Now I think we're playing a Jundish deck. This actually leads me to want to go, instead of into Archdruid right now, this makes me want to go into Dwynen's Elite. The flip side of this is, if we go Archdruid now, we can tap for a lot with the Dwynen's Elite if the Archdruid makes it through a turn. Right now he's on black, but he could get a variety of things. What is our play if we go Archdruid? The Archdruid dies, we have 4 mana, and we can really only reliably cast the Elite. I think we still go Archdruid. So we're casting him with the expectation it is going to die. Overgrown Tomb. This is an interesting line. Okay. I still don't know if he is on Jund or Abzan. I'm not even mad. This is kind of cool to see. We know he's going to take his next turn off, which means we should get away with the Dwynen's Elite staying on board and get another Dwynen's Elite. Alright, so he's going to uptick here. actually feel like we kind of toss the Shaman at the moment because we can keep Court alive. Even if it's just for, like, say, a Nettle Sentinel. And now we can actually chord into another Dwynen's Elite, which gets us another 3 on the battlefield. I think that's good. We definitely attack Liliana. We want to make him choose to keep the card advantage of Dark Confidant. Another Liliana. Alright, finally cracking the fetches. Courser. Meyer. Inquisition, that's not going to do you a whole lot of good. There's a good chance he has removal. But if he doesn't, we start to run away here. We know he's drawing an Inquisition, which doesn't help. Tassiger doesn't help with the current situation. So what he's trying to do is fetch into removal, and instead of Inquisition he got Tassiger, which Tassiger still does help in some regard. It allows him to try and get something back, except we control what he gets. Dark Confidant also does not help. So now I'm wondering if this is just straight BGX, or just straight BG. Alright, so he had a Liliana. He's going to go for the sacrifice, kind of has to. We actually have to sacrifice the Nettle Sentinel here because we have no guarantee it's going to untap. I would assume a Tassiger comes down at this point. We have to spend our turn attacking Liliana. And so he's trying to set up a situation where we have to give him Slaughter Pact or Liliana back. Slaughter Pact, it looks like. I think if I were him, Liliana would have been acceptable. I guess Slaughter Pact's nice because he really needs to get rid of Elvish Champion. The flip side of this is, right now we know a Confidant's going in the graveyard, and we can give that back to him. We don't want to have to keep giving him Liliana's off Tassiger. We go at him for 12. His next turn's an uptick, which we have no cards in hand. We can still kill Liliana the next turn, theoretically. So I think we just ignore Liliana for a turn. Alright, so next turn he's going to make us discard, but we don't have anything to discard. So he's trying to filter the top of his library because he's trying to get that Slaughter Pact back into his hand. He's going to go through his library. He wants that Confidant off the top. He needs removal, basically. He's playing to removal because he knows we have him on a clock right now. Was unable to find and ended up with Confidant still on top. So he gets Confidant and Liliana. We give him the Confidant. He's going to get a land for turn. So he's going to attack me for 6. Just going to hold the fort. Yep. Attacks me for 4, that makes sense. Oh, that's a good one. So I feel like this is actually kind of a misplay already. As I do this, I wish I had thought about this. I have to hit a 1-drop here or I cannot untap Nettle Sentinel. I mean, there's decent odds, but the point is I played this first thinking, well, maybe if I can get a Lord on the battlefield. But the problem is I cannot get a Lord on the battlefield. I don't have enough extra mana. And so that's definitely a mistake, something that could have been done differently. In the end, it worked out okay. So we kill the Liliana, do 3 damage to him. Tree tap, he's got an ooze. Scoozy Oozy can buy him some time. Not a whole lot. We're really getting to the point where we've got 9-11 damage on board right now. Unblockable. So he could cast it and eat 2, which buys him 1 more turn, but he's still kind of in a losing proposition. Because if he does that, he also can't Tasigur. And so we just probably outrace him. I guess we got to think that through. So the problem is we can't put ourselves into a position where he attacks back next turn. For lethal if we attack him. So if we don't block here, we go down to 8. The next turn he has the ability to attack for a minimum of 8, of which we would have 1 chump blocker with Elvish Champion, and if he draws into removal or Liliana, that's game. Or Liliana counts as removal. No, Liliana wouldn't count as removal because we could sack a tapped attacking creature. I think we just gotta take this, force him to play. I mean, we could double block for the kill. If we go double block for the kill, he's at 12. We put him down to 4 next turn with Dark Confidant. He can get himself up to 13. I don't know, see, I think we just stick with nothing here. We can always keep creatures back to block next turn if necessary. So here comes a Ooze. He can eat 2 creatures. He's going to gain life from the land. If he eats the creatures, well, he already gave up on the Tasigur trigger. Alright, so here's what we've got to consider. His turn, he can attack back for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We only have to block 2 creatures. So I think the path here is right, so if we block a 4 and what could be a 4, that's 8, 17. That's right, we're talking about 2, 4, 7. Right. So we are going to have to keep the champion alive. Not sure what he's... Okay, the Scoos, okay. I knew he was going to do that with the scoos. I don't know why I got so confused there. Alright, we need to pick up the pace, unfortunately. So the question becomes if he attacks with everything. If he attacks with everything, we can probably just... Well, yeah, if he attacks with everything, we can just attack back with everything, and we should be able... Now, you know, I think... see, now I'm starting to think maybe I should have double blocked. If I double block the Tassiger, though, the Scoos still becomes a problem. Besides, we still have a couple draws that actually will do quite well for us. Chord of Calling paired with damage on board should be lethal. Collected Company, at the very least, is going to delay the game quite a bit. Okay, so that's actually better than expected. We can just easily chump one here. What's going on there? Ooh, that was almost a mistake. I did not double click as far as I can tell. He can gain 2, 3, 4. And we can do 12, so we've got this. Okay, he can gain 5. No, he can't, because he still only has 4 creatures to eat. So it doesn't really matter. He's just kind of eating his own clock right now, which is fine. Unless his goal is to try and get a removal spell. I really don't have any idea what he's doing. It's creature, you can't be blocked. Oh, he cut his forest. Okay, so he destroyed his forest, taking away my forest walk. So now he is looking at blocks. See, these are cleverly interesting lines. Definitely not something I was looking at. So we're definitely going to take access to green away. We like knowing what's on top of his library. Yep, so here he goes to eat. Still going to take 4. Maybe we're lucky and he runs a couple Tassigers. So we have Forest Walk, but nothing to do with it now. Really could go for Collected or Cord right now. Dwynen's Elite would also be very useful. Gonna throw down another Confidant. No, Scavenging is okay. So I think our line's pretty clear right now. We minimize how much we kill ourselves, and we're trying to draw into Collected Company, Chord of Calling, Shaman of the Pack, Dwynen's Elite. Those are really what we're looking for. He can do damage to himself at the same time. He can only eat so many creatures to buy himself life. We can chump block for a while. And then he'll eat something. Really need a 2-for-1. What would be fantastic here is Collected Company into like a couple Dwynen's Elite. I think that's it. So even if we block his 3 biggest creatures, 1, 2, 3, he's got 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we have one more turn. So he can put us down to 1 this turn. Then we really need a Collected Company. And even then, if we have chumped everything we have. So he probably assumes we were on Collected Company, though there's a chance that I'm obviously on land, or Court of Calling could be a thing. So the question is whether or not he brings it all, or he just sends 1 in. Okay. I think we're going to just do that. Still a chance he could kill. Actually, he will kill himself off Dark Confidant right now. Now he won't. Now we need Drain. Drain, baby, drain. This is our really only chance right now. Goal is just to kind of get like 1 point of damage in here. He's got 8, 11, 12. Nah, we're not getting anything in. This is game. We've lost. Right, so now he's trying to guarantee his Dark Confidant dies, which basically guarantees we die. Yeah, that's it. That was a good game. Alright, so expecting damnations. Dismember definitely coming in. I think Beast Within is going to come in. I think we probably lose a Heritage Druid. And Azuri, probably 1 Shaman to get some of this removal in. I also think we can cut a Cord and probably the Messenger. This is just really slow. If we knew we had it land on top, maybe. We can keep this. Go to the bottom. Disfigure. Dismember. Confidant. I think his aggressive line is he's taking, we kill this. I think he doesn't really have what he's looking for. like to get. I suppose if we get a fairly cheap elf, and we can Heritage Druid into Collected Company. And I think we're gonna plan to aggressively beast within our own land, possibly, to profitably block. I guess it depends on how he goes about doing this. Alright, so next turn he's got to take off. We just need to draw into a land. Again, a small creature would work. He's done a lot of damage to himself. He's done a lot of damage to me. Unfortunately, we're just like one short every time. So no treetop this turn. He's gonna have Goyf and Ooze and Beast, which is 8. We'll have to block 1. We want to trade ideally, so we'll probably block the Beast, but he could gain 2, which would do lethal, so we cannot do that. There is 2 creatures. Okay, so the fact that he attacked with only Tarmogoyf is positive for us. We don't have to block. And I think we don't collect a company now until their turn, probably after blocks. I think we just go with Visionary and Archdruid. Unfortunately, Cavernous Souls, not all that beneficial. So he can eat 1, 2, 3 creatures. I think we'd gladly trade a Shaman with Goyf right now. Fortunately, if he has a Sorcery, Thoughtseize, or Inquisition, that actually puts the Goyf out of range for an even trade. Oh man, BG decks are grindy. It's kind of fun. I do like seeing just the straight black-green. It's something I've wanted to do for a while. Played a lot of Abzan, a bit of Jund, quite a bit of Jund. Always wanted to try just straight BG. Just to be on the safe side. Fortunately, now he's got 5 things to eat. Just start trading ooze one at a time. I think the situation's a little more difficult on him right now. I mean, we pretty much know we got a delay. Maybe it's clearer than we thought. Does he have removal? Oh no, he's just eating some more. I feel like he would have used removal if he had it. So Dismember's not good enough anymore. So now we're really completely on the gosh, Scooz is such a good card. I might have to reconsider putting that back in this sideboard. We need to have one heck of a collected company draw to have any chance here. We need to be like running collected company into collected company with just the most massive draws off of it. And I still think we lose. And that's it. Oh, well, that's just a grindy beatdown. Scavenging Ooze is a real problem. I almost wonder if... I mean, Damping Matrix is so narrow, but... that's the card that makes the matchup tough. I mean, all the removal's fine. We can race that, but when they start offsetting the damage... And the flip side of that is, you know, for however many cards we ended up seeing there, we didn't see... what? We had one collected company. Shaman's kind of a 2-for-1 with the drain. But we really didn't get... I guess we got a Visionary at the end. We really didn't get a lot of the cards that give us our value. No Dwynen's Elite. The one Visionary. Really? No. I mean, I guess percentage-wise, probably right on for what we should expect. They're just a grindy matchup. Anywho, well, that was unfortunate. I do think maybe one mistake, if anything, was killing the Dark Confidant. Part of my concern was at that moment we did not have a whole lot going on, and so we just did not need our opponent to be drawing into cards while we were drawing into nothing. And so it's possible killing the Dark Confidant was not worth it. We could have let him do some more damage to himself, kill the first real threat that came down. So that's a legit piece that I could look at and say, hey, maybe that wasn't worth it. But otherwise, just got beat. I mean, it's a good, strong, grindy deck. There's a reason BGX decks, in this case the X being nothing, there's a reason BGX decks are as good as they are. So, anywho, that's it. We'll talk to you later.